What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. Also, I'm a Weeble preferred influencer. Use the link in the pinned comment. Deposit just $5. They'll give you at least $11 worth of stock for free. If you follow Angry Joe, and why wouldn't you follow Angry Joe? I'm so appreciative of what he's done for my channel. Just about every year he does this Madden review. He speaks highly of my channel, and I just get an influx of views and subscribers. Something has changed, and one of his biggest concerns in the industry is that when EA is given reviews, it is generally with your bigger publications by different people that may not have the same experience from one year to the next to see those lack of changes. That's what is making this so astonishing to me. Worth Playing has created the first critic review of Madden 22, and it gave it a 61. He talks about, even with the new stuff, he can't shake the sense of sameness in the experience with Madden. Last year, he was one of the few that gave this game a 78 overall. So from a 78 to a 61. The reason I say this is so concerning is because it is actually the same person, Redmond Carapilio, giving this review. And this is a relatively seething review to go from that 78 down to the 61, from a positive to a mixed. And we're going to talk about what he says in depth with this review. He says he feels like he's been waiting for the Madden franchise to make the leap since the release on PS4. He goes on to say that although this game had a chance to plant its flag, it doesn't fly high enough. That instead of a leap forward, it is a pitter-patter of baby steps that even when added up, won't help Madden separate itself. It goes on to excuse away the complaints of what we went through last year. This is something that EA cannot get away from. This is a standard that we have not truly seen until now. I'll get into what happened with Game Informer at the end of this video, but I want to carry a little bit of what Redmond says here on this Madden 22 review, because I imagine this will be the first we see of a positive to negative, or mixed, if you will, review from the same person. A lot of times it's not the same. So in this more detailed aspect of it, he really talks about face of the franchise and the problem that it has. He does say that it's grown from last year where things were just absolutely irrational. He talks about how the game was so broken that you really couldn't force the game to walk you down different paths. But even though he's trying to insinuate that it's better this year, it's hard for him to do that. He talks about how bugged the game is. Audio didn't match visuals. Glitches where players' feet come out of their body. He talks about the fact that he was drafted with the same pick as another player, which is impossible. You can't pick two people with one pick. But he says that's not the worst thing that happened. He was actually drafted by the Jaguars, the same team that just picked the number one quarterback in real life. And when he went to the first game, the commentators were talking about Trevor Lawrence, the first time seeing him. But in reality, he was the starting quarterback for the Jaguars. He talks about how the game feels disjointed. The acting, the moving, the pacing. He talks about how FIFA and 2K don't have these same experiences. He talks about it as a gamer, not wanting to be force-fed into modes that he does not want to play. He mentions the yard specifically. That aspect of the game being broken. He talks about how all these small things by themselves seem like small things. But when they all come together, it's a very distracting package. You know, this is something that as a community we've talked about for years. When you say to someone, you're nitpicking, the response has always been by me, you can feel that way, but understand that when the little things aren't right, they all add up. Before I get into this Game Informer, I want to talk about people that love this game and enjoy this game. I'm glad you do that. I had somebody, a radio host on Twitter, just last night, talk about my hatred for this game. We're in a society now where if you speak out about something, that must mean that you instantly hate it. And I really can't stand that mindset. I want this game to get better because I never wanted this day to happen. I never wanted to have to sit here and talk to you guys about critics that get paid to review games, showcasing to everyone how poor this game is. Because it's a reflection on our community that we couldn't get to EA to have them make a better game. So if you love Madden and you enjoy this game, I don't know why you're on YouTube. I don't know why you care about these people's opinions. But the reason I think that that's not an accurate representation of someone in our community, because for 2 years in a row, Game Informer has done something that to me is unheard of. They've once again suspended a review of this game based on the condition EA has released it in. I want you to understand the first word of this is that face of the franchise is quite frankly an unfinished mess. This is Game Informer. He goes on to talk about character lines. He goes on to talk about the fact that this isn't isolated to on-the-field action. That in the training sequence, like you've seen from me in RBT, you don't even have players generating correctly. You can't complete the drills. He goes on to talk about the same issue with players' feet going through the ground. He goes on to talk about an issue we've all seen by now. Instead of getting the quarterback where he gets to take over Trevor Lawrence's job, he gets the two teams playing each other. And he says that his character was going to go take the field when the Chargers played the Washington football team, but instead the Chargers played the Chargers. That the Washington football team must have been too busy to show up that day. And how that is so indicative of the current state of this game. So in closing, I want to mention one final thing that I feel is disturbing and absolutely intentional on EA's point. The number of free copies they continue to give away of this game is absolutely unheard of. If you go to Twitter right now and you look at the top tweets with the Madden 22 hashtag, you will see a slew of people, gamers, content creators of all popularity, from ones you probably know by name to ones you've never heard of that have 1,000 subscribers, musicians, celebrities, people not even involved in football. And I feel that's been done with the sole intention of making sure that videos like this, videos from other creators, content like this from Game Informer get drowned out by droves of people that just want to be given something for free. The same product that many gamers just paid over $100 for is so valueless to this company that they would rather give it away than have you see how people really feel about this game. Not just an opinion, but a fact of how this game played for them. To the point that they can't even review it, and those that were once praising this game with some of its highest reviews can no longer sit and do that and feel as if they're giving an actual honest assessment of where this game is. EA Sports, if you're working on this game, every single person in that building needs to sit down and evaluate what they're doing with this game and how capable they are at performing their employment. Because this is not getting any better. Just like your game hasn't, this community is going to continue to pressure you into making the product we deserve. Or you can give up the license and give the opportunity to someone else to make a capable game of replicating NFL football. Because right now, you're doing everything but that. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking out this video. And you know, when they can't even review a game, it's so bad. There is no doubt that I will be back in the week with more commentary.